afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday. Charlotte is in for Susan, who's going to be off for a little while. She's having some family issues down in South Carolina, so our thoughts are with
We sent her back home.
Take care of things.
Because it's always family first.
Absolutely.
Is what we believe in here.
So we'll keep you posted on her status. But first, typing our news today. A bill that would allow people as young as 14 serve alcohol could be headed to lawmakers soon. We'll have reaction from both sides.
Democrats say there needs to be more oversight on Supreme Court justices' ethical standards. We'll take you to Washington with the pushback from Republicans and the High Court.
And lawmakers started the process of writing the next two-year budget in Wisconsin. Our Will Keneally tells us how things are panning out. First, let's take a look outside.
Okay. A big thank you to Linda, who let us go into her apartment to shoot this.
Thank you, Linda.
Close personal relationship with Linda.
Apparently.
It's Bubba's mother.
Oh, okay. That explains that. Back to the 60s and 70s.
Again, I love the 70s.
Thanks, Linda. Here's Greg. More on that. Warming up finally.
Finally, we are going to get some warmer conditions. Actually, feels better outside right now, but still with the winds we've had today and the cloud cover has kept the temperatures going down too much. But overall, we are starting to see some of the clouds beginning to break up, which is good news. I think overnight we'll see less cloud cover. In fact, some of this cloud cover has led to temperatures approaching low 60s further southwestern Wisconsin, so they've seen warmer conditions. We've been in the mid-50s, and it's even cooler as you go further east in the upper 40s. Overall, we're not expecting any precipitation. Still, that low end is influencing the upper Midwest, including the UP and Michigan, where snow is still falling. Overall, we're just seeing no precipitation with winds still 15 to 20 miles per hour. Once again, these will also start to decrease. Notice how low the relative humidity is. In fact, they got fire weather concerns as you go further west, where you're seeing teens. So it is quite dry out there further west. That's the good news, too. Overall, temperatures will slowly decrease this evening, and then overnight we should start falling off quite rapidly once the clouds begin to scatter out more and the winds decrease down below 10 miles per hour. We're expecting lows to get back into the mid-30s, maybe even low 30s in certain areas. There's your temperatures right now. So there's warmer weather out to the west. So that'll break down when to expect those 60s and 70s and how long this warmer period might last a bit later in the broadcast.
So no frost or freeze advisories.
No problem. And there's a very annoying bird out here right now. That's why it's been really in my ear. But no, frost or freeze, we might have to watch that a little bit tonight with the winds decreasing, especially low-lying areas could approach freezing. So something to keep in mind of tonight.
All right. Say hi to the bird. Thanks, Greg. Well, looking to tackle worker shortages in the service industry, some state lawmakers are suggesting teenagers help fill the gap.
A new bill circulating among Republican lawmakers would allow 14-year-olds to serve alcohol to seated customers. Tahlil Mohudin joins us with those details.
Well, right now in Wisconsin, 14-year-olds can work through most employers with a permit that confirms a parent or guardian's consent, but they can't serve alcohol. Only people 18 and older can. This new bill would change that, allowing 14 to 17-year-olds to serve the drinks in a restaurant capacity. Supporters say the current age limit causes workforce issues because it leaves underage employees only able to do part of their jobs. Still, some employers in Madison aren't sure that's the right path forward.
I think alcohol is something that needs to be served responsibly, and I don't think they have the maturity at 14 to be able to responsibly serve alcohol.
The drinks would still be made by a licensed bartender, and the bill sponsors say it would be the employer's responsibility to supervise their employees. They also say the bill's focus is especially on rural Wisconsin because it would open up an employee pool that's already small to begin with. If the proposal passes, Wisconsin would have the lowest age limit for workers allowed to serve alcohol, but the measure is a long way from becoming law. It still needs to pass the Senate and Assembly before heading to the governor's desk.
Madison police are investigating an attempted homicide of a 15-year-old boy. Police say they were notified just before 2 a.m. that the boy was dropped off at UW Health East Madison with gunshot wounds. Officers were able to make contact with the victim before he was transferred to a different hospital via med flight. Police say the victim is currently in stable condition. Detectives from the Violent Crimes Unit are assisting with this investigation.
The money was flowing in the state capitol today as lawmakers started the process of writing the next two-year budget.
Republicans on the Joint Finance Committee started by taking out most of the budget proposal Governor Evers put forward earlier this year. Political reporter Will Keneally explains.
So in Wisconsin here, we are in great financial shape. The state bank accounts, as it were, have $7 billion more than we were expecting to have, and that's a record. So the governor put forward a broad list of Democratic priorities that he wanted to spend that money on in his budget draft. But Republicans reined that in today, taking out much of those policies in a single party line vote.
The first vote we're going to take is to go back to base. That is, we're going to go back to the budget that was passed on a bipartisan basis 2 years ago, go back to the budget that the governor signed 2 years ago.
So the last two budget cycles, Governor Evers and Republicans have had to compromise, and that's what the GOP wants to revert to this year. But by doing so, they're actually taking out some policies that you'd expect them to agree with the governor on. So more on that coming up at 5, as well as how the Democrats are trying to keep that Evers budget intact. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. We'll see you at 5. The Wisconsin Office of School Safety announced they are holding additional trainings for those interested in joining one of the 12 critical incident response teams. CIRTs are designed to provide all Wisconsin K-12 public, private, charter, and tribal schools with access to a regionally based team to support them if a critical incident ever occurs at their school.
This comes into play when there's a traumatic event that is unexpected and impacts multiple people in a school. Our director can give you the working definition that we use to define exactly what type of event it is. But the idea is if there's a traumatic incident, there's going to be a law enforcement response. But we also want to make sure that everybody in the school is supported and gets the resources they need so they can get back to learning as soon as possible.
Training will equip team members with techniques rooted in best practices for response after a critical incident occurs.
The Dane County Health Council and the Foundation for Black Women's Wellness are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Connect RX Wisconsin program, a central component of the Saving Our Babies initiative. It began in 2018 and it works to reduce birthing and infant mortality disparities experienced by Black women and birthing people in Dane County. The aim is to reduce low birth weights for babies born to Black mothers by meeting both the clinical and non-clinical needs of expectant mothers and their families.
And though we have many, many more miles to go to really eliminate these challenges, and that is our goal, to eliminate them, we are committed to staying the course and encouraged to see that the work we are undertaking together, keyword together, is bearing good fruit.
Since its launch, more than 400 Black women have been screened and referred to Connect RX Wisconsin.
A conservative former federal judge today joined the calls for Congress to pass ethical standards for Supreme Court justices.
The statement from Judge J. Michael Ludig came as a Senate committee debated ethics at the nation's highest court following new revelations about luxury travel and real estate deals. Skylar Henry reports.
This meeting of the Senate Judiciary Committee will come to order.
In a hearing Tuesday, Democratic senators called on Congress to impose a code of ethics on Supreme Court justices.
Ethics cannot simply be left to the discretion of the nation's highest court. The court should have a code of conduct with clear and enforceable rules.
A recent investigation by ProPublica found conservative Justice Clarence Thomas accepted more than 20 luxury trips from Republican megadonor Harlan Crow without reporting them on financial disclosure forms. Crow also purchased 3 properties belonging to Thomas and his family. Additional media reports, including Politico, found other conservative justices failed to disclose real estate deals and questionably large income from a spouse.
There's a very selective outrage here.
Republicans slammed the hearing, outlining possible ethics breaches by liberal justices whose travel was paid for by various universities.
It is about trying to delegitimize a conservative court.
But in a statement, retired federal judge J. Michael Ludig said if the Supreme Court does not subject itself to the highest possible professional and ethical standards, then Congress has the power under the Constitution to prescribe those standards.
Chief Justice John Roberts declined an invitation to testify. In a letter, he cited a need to preserve the separation of powers among the 3 branches of government.
The Senate is now considering 3 bills that would impose ethics on the court. They're not likely to pass in a divided Congress. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Last week, all 9 justices signed a letter insisting that existing rules around gifts, travel and other financial disclosures are sufficient.
The White House and congressional leaders are set to meet 1 week from today to discuss raising the debt limit. It'll be their first face-to-face talks on the issue since February 1st, and it comes with just about 4 weeks to go until the nation defaults on its debt. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned that by June 1st, the government will run out of money to pay its bills. Everyone agrees that defaulting on debt would be disastrous, but that's where the agreement ends.
Pay our bills, and we should do so without reckless hostage-taking from some of the mega Republicans in Congress.
We will not pass the debt ceiling that just raises it without doing something about our debt.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has agreed to meet with President Biden, but he continues to push the plan House Republicans passed last week. The bill passed with a vote along party lines. It would include steep spending cuts, most of which target President Biden's priorities. Democrats say it's dead on arrival in the Senate. Meanwhile, the markets dropped as soon as they opened, with Wall Street investors getting nervous.
The Packers reportedly reached a decision on Jordan Love's future this morning, avoiding a potential headache as the team enters a new era. According to a number of sources, Love and the Packers agreed on a one-year extension valued at up to $22.5 million, keeping that young quarterback in the green and gold until at least 2024. Despite his lack of playtime, securing Love's future with the team was a critical goal for Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst and head coach Matt LaFleur.
I need his agent.
Don't we all?
Still to come at 4, some of your favorite TV shows might be going into reruns very soon.
Television writers have gone out on strike. We'll find out what they're asking for and how it will impact programming when Live at 4 continues.
Low E, also known as low energy, is wreaking havoc on millions.
I can't even pull out the hose.
Thankfully, there's Planet Fitness. Now through May 10th, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime.
It's how you turn your low E into big fitness energy.
Our clean and spacious, judgment-free zone has equipment for every workout to keep you energized all day. Simply join through the free PF app for $1 down, $10 a month. No commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, May 10th.
Did you leave the lights on?
No.
What the?
I'll go check it out.
I'm not a raccoon whisperer, but I can help you upgrade all this.
With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home.
This offer ends soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Felco.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This Mother's Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
The U.S. Surgeon General is addressing the epidemic of loneliness and isolation in the country.
With a framework for a national strategy to advance social connection, Dr. Vivek Murthy says even before the COVID-19 pandemic, about half of adults reported experiencing loneliness, isolation, and loneliness and are linked to sleep problems, inflammation, immune changes, pain, depression, and anxiety. But Murthy says social connections can help make us more resilient. 5,000 tons of potentially harmful fumes from dozens of consumer products were emitted in California in 2020.
The fumes were volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, that turn into gas when exposed to air and sunlight. They're chemicals used in products like shampoo, body lotion, dishwashing soap, and household cleaners. The most common VOC was formaldehyde, which appears in nail polish, shampoo, and makeup. Some VOCs have been linked to asthma and cancer, as well as damaged livers, kidneys, or central nervous systems.
Job openings have tumbled to their lowest point in nearly 2 years. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, job openings total 9.5 million in March. That's down from nearly 10 million reported in February. It's also less than economists were expecting. Experts say this tumble is a reflection of a labor market that is setting back into balance after the Federal Reserve's year-long campaign to cool inflation.
Uber is standing strong in 2023 amid the tech slump and lingering recession fears. The rideshare company reported a revenue of $8.8 billion for the quarter ending in March. That is up 29% from the same period last year. And the number of trips during the quarter grew 24% compared to the same period last year. The company also navigated the pandemic better than its chief rival Lyft by diversifying its business with meal and grocery deliveries.
Stocks were down on Wall Street, with bank stocks plunging after the fall of the First Republic Bank. The Dow Industrials lost 367 points, or over 1%. The NASDAQ also down over 1%, dropping 132. The S&P 500 was off 48. Production on your favorite TV shows could soon come to a grinding halt.
More than 11,000 members of the Writers Guild of America are on strike for the first time since 2007. The WGA says the rise of streaming and the shortening of traditional TV seasons are making it difficult for members to make a living wage. The strike comes as many media companies have seen their stock prices decline, prompting cost cuts and layoffs. Late-night TV shows will see the first impact because they rely on writers in real time. Many of those hosts are expressing support for the writers.
These people, these are our writers, and I'll stick myself in there because I'm WGA too, and they're so important to our show.
No one is entitled to a job in show business, but for those people who have a job in show business, they are entitled to fair compensation.
Well, the strike could also delay the start of new seasons of other shows later this year. And joining us now is Professor Michael Childers with the Department of Labor Education at UW-Madison.
Michael, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
This all comes down to compensation. In a new media world, it seems like streaming has changed the landscape.
There's no question that it's the primary contributor to the demands that are being made by the writers.
Why? How's it changing?
Well, you've already mentioned a couple of the points. The use of streaming with smaller seasons has essentially made their jobs more like gig jobs, where before, if a network show runs, it's 20 to 24 episodes, which would keep them employed for up to 40 weeks through the year. Now, with episode count as low as 12 or even 8 for some of these streaming series, they have to take on 2 or 3 jobs to stay employed for the calendar year.
So it seems the White House is kind of getting involved, but saying, we're going to be back here on the sidelines, but you guys need to keep, talking and negotiating. Is there room for that?
It will be interesting because the producers obviously want to achieve the best deal possible for them, especially seeing that they're going to be negotiating with both the directors and also the screen talent. SAG-AFTRA's contract is coming up in June. At the same time, we're seeing in real time play out, this is the first major negotiation in the country where AI is a major component of the bargaining demands.
I was going to ask, are producers possibly going to turn to AI to write these shows?
Well, it is a major concern, and it is one of the key bargaining points that has been raised by the writers, is they don't want to be replaced by things like ChatGPT.
So what happens next?
Well, as you guys already noted, the immediate impact will be to the shows that have writing in real time. As far as on the bargaining front, it remains to be seen. It seems like as much as you guys mentioned the profits are down, the companies are still profitable. They're just maybe not meeting the Wall Street targets. So the writers are convinced that the money is there, and it's these other concerns that they have around both their way their work is structured in terms of getting consistent work and not having to jump from show to show, and also achieving these protections around AI.
Yeah, we've been talking about this as the new golden age of television. The writing is so good on these shows. I mean, it's driving the quality of these programs. They deserve to be paid.
I think they are well paid by some standards, but again, like you said, in its context, they feel like, I think the statistic I saw was back at the last contract, about a third of the members of the Guild were paid at their minimum bargained weekly salary. That number has swelled to half. And that's something that, of course, they're looking to get addressed in this contract.
Everybody wants to save money, and everybody wants to make more money.
Right.
Of course.
It's always a tug of war, isn't it?
No question.
Last strike, 2007, it was like 4 months long.
Yeah, I think over 100 days, or right at 100 days, which actually could end up impacting the fall schedule if it drags out like that.
But
oh boy,
the current season's okay because those shows have all been written.
Correct. Yeah,
I mean, it's a late night and.
Correct.
Award shows, that sort of thing?
Award shows, daytime TV, they have some in the can, but yes, it will start to trickle out.
Wow. Okay, so get ready for some reruns.
Lots of reruns.
Okay.
Michael, thank you for being with us today. Interesting.
No, it's my pleasure.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, of course.
There's more to come for Broadway's biggest award. The Tonys will be handed out in June if the writers are working.
The nominees were announced this morning for the 76th Annual Awards, and we'll find out who got the nods coming up after Greg's first sworn forecast.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again.
Ivisia Dry Eye Drops. Made with hydrating polymers, moisturizing hyaluronic acid, and revitalizing trehalose for instant dryness relief that lasts up to 8 hours. Ivisia, we see a better way.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
You got me.
Okay, you're it.
Imagine a world with no drama. For the guarantee of high-quality promotional items delivered on time, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
At the Spectrum Lab, we're bringing you the best in connectivity with Spectrum One. Get Spectrum Internet with the fastest speeds in the nation, so you always have enough speed for all your devices.
Plus, advanced Wi-Fi delivering state-of-the-art security and privacy.
Plus, Spectrum Mobile gives you unlimited talk, text, and data on a reliable nationwide network.
Get Spectrum One with Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi, plus your first line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited, free for 12 months. Call 833-792-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or Spectrum Store today.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love.
And our thick and creamy frozen custard,
We make it for you all throughout the day.
all day.
All day, every day.
Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's.
Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Menards has your automotive needs covered. A hardworking engine deserves the strong protection of Quaker State High Mileage Motor Oil. It's formulated to help protect against engine wear and extend the life of your engine. Get a 5-quart jug for $16.99 after rebate. Fix anything inside and out with Gorilla Patch and Seal. Gorilla Patch and Seal is a rubberized coating that seals out water, air, and moisture. A pint of Gorilla Patch and Seal is $10.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Well, take a look at this. It wasn't a Jack in the Box. It was a bear in a dumpster. A school principal in West Virginia unlocked the dumpster.
Oh, get out.
And he and another school employee got quite a shock when the dumpster driving bear popped out.
That was a big surprise. I was not expecting that. You know, you throw trash in a dumpster and you throw things in it, but you really don't expect things to come out.
No, you don't. The principal was removing a lock bar designed to deter bears, which obviously doesn't work. The free bear made a run for the woods. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Not
and
sure
the
about
person there in the building.
I know, she's watching the whole thing.
Close the door on the principal. Yeah. Oops.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a little...
Yeah, see?
Catch your breath.
I'd be doing that too.
It isn't funny.
Yeah, you don't expect things to come out of the dumpster because they're not supposed to come out of the dumpster.
Bear.
No.
We have raccoons in our dumpsters back here.
all the time.
Oh, that's great.
Just be warned if you open up the lid.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah, I have Frankie do it. All right, the warm-up on the way.
Yeah, we're actually going to get back to 60s and 70s, so that's the good news.
Well, we should be 60s, right?
We should be mid-60s right now. So we've had quite an expansion. But, you know, unfortunately, we're not the only ones that got hit with the snow. Upper Michigan had 25 inches up there in the UP.
Yesterday?
Through today. And then West Virginia had historical snow that's, I think, going back 100 years. To 1923, they had snow there, too.
Well, that bear was in West Virginia. That's a double whammy.
Yeah, so the good news is, like I said, we're going to get to 60s and 70s. So the next 10 days does look good. I'll break it all down after the break.
Everybody wants a wider smile because having white teeth projects self-care, confidence, and attractiveness. Whether you're on the dating scene, interviewing for a new job, or simply looking to improve your smile, what you need is Power Swabs. Power Swabs is as easy as snap, swab, and smile. You'll notice 2 shades whiter teeth in 5 minutes and 6 shades in 7 days.
The thing I love about Power Swabs is the convenience. I mean, you break it open, just rub it on your teeth, just like you're brushing your teeth. Let it sit there for a little bit, and you're done.
So I noticed I have a lot more stains on the sides right here. So with the Power Swab, I was able to go in there and really make sure that I was getting that coverage, and it really did work.
Just snap the stain out swab to remove stains from natural teeth as well as caps, crowns, and veneers. Then snap the whitening swab to whiten your teeth 6 shades in 7 days. Finally, smile and show off your pearly whites.
It's 5 minutes in the morning and I'm out the door, and it's amazing. It's a week's worth of 5 minutes a day, and I couldn't be happier with the results.
With Power Swabs, there's no messy strips, trays, or lights that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Whether you smoke or drink coffee, tea, or wine, Power Swabs is sure to lift those stains with 0 to minimal sensitivity. Just a simple 5-minute application, and each day you'll be 1 step closer to smiling with confidence.
Having shades lighter on my teeth in such a short period of time, it almost feels like cheating, to be honest with you, and it tickles me that you can get those kind of results in that short a time period.
Try Power Swabs this Mother's Day and get 50% off your order and free shipping. Plus, get a free quick stick pen to remove those coffee, wine, or smoking stains on the go. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
You got me.
Tag. You're it. Imagine a world with no drama. With 4imprint, you don't have to chase down the perfect promotional products. Exclusive apparel, bags, drinkware, and more. 4imprint will help you capture the moment and guarantee to deliver your order on time and on budget. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, yesterday we gave a breakdown of what happened in April, and this really displays what we had for first half and second half of the month. This is the average departure from high temperatures, and you notice this goes all the way back to April 1st. See that stretch that we had well above average, those 80 degrees for the first half, and then the second half we've really been below average for the most part. A few days here above, but for the most part below average. So I think we're going to kind of flip the switch here for at least the first part of May and get more above average. We'll see how long that actually extends. Overall, the big picture shows really what we call this blocking pattern. It's kind of a block that we show in the atmosphere where things just don't want to move west to east. Really stretches all the way up to the north. And in weather terms, we call this kind of an omega block. If you remember the Greek thing omega, that's what's going on right now, and that's why we seem to not be getting hold of this low that's continued to lumber and spin to the northeast of us. Eventually, this is breaking down, which is the good news. We'll start seeing improvements here starting tomorrow, really. But after tomorrow, really, it's going to be 60 to 70s for the end of the week. 70s looks like for next weekend. The good news, once we have a cold night tonight, when we get down to about the mid-30s, overnight lows should be in the 40s and 50s, so a frost freeze is not something we'll look for at least the next 7 to 10 days after we get through tonight. Precipitation-wise, well, a few showers or thunderstorms. I'll show what that chance is. It's very low for Thursday or Friday. I think some may be coming towards Sunday night. And next week looks like a better shot that we're going to see thunderstorms, although it's still a chance and details still need to be worked out. Tonight we'll see clearing skies, lighter winds. Once again, that will allow the temperatures to fall off fairly quickly. We'll get down into the mid-30s. Some areas could even get a little bit colder too, low-lying areas, so something to keep in mind if you have plants or stuff's blooming out there. We could get close. Not a guarantee that we'll see it. We still got some winds out there that may help. Otherwise, tomorrow, lighter winds, more sun should get us back up into the 60s in the afternoon for most areas. And then as we go into Wednesday night, the winds begin to turn around because we do have a system approaching towards Thursday morning or Thursday. That's our small chance of rain coming, but that should keep the temperatures back up into the upper 30s, near 40 coming into Thursday morning. And then Thursday, we're going to see an opportunity to see some showers, but notice the temps. We should be getting back up into the low 70s or close to 70 by the time we get to Thursday afternoon. So that's good news. We do have that rain chance coming. It's a weak little system diving south over time. It's going to come down here and provide that opportunity Thursday, along with a little moisture from the south. That may provide a shower or a thunderstorm coming into Thursday. It's not going to be too much, but something to keep in mind of. That could linger into Friday before this system kind of weakens and falls apart. Nothing to change your plans on, but something to keep in mind that we might see a shower, a stray one out there. Otherwise, we should see temperatures into the 70s in the weekend. And then, like we said, thunderstorm chances do increase next week. Mid to upper 70s. We could hit 80, just depends how much sun we get, but it will become active and definitely more May or mid-May-like temperatures, and there's no sign right now of any colder air coming, but I do think we will have a cooling trend towards the end of next week. So there's some good news there.
Cooling trend, but 60s
68.
cooling. Okay.
There's some indication, I won't go into it, but there's some indication we might close off another low around here and spin around for a while. But at that point, we do get these all the way through early June, but it doesn't get as cold. So that's 50s instead of 40s or 60s.
Looking good so far.
So far, yes. Looks like the next week.
Thank you. Well, tourists and fans of the British royal family packed London souvenir shops today, rushing to buy special edition King Charles III memorabilia as the UK prepares for the monarch's coronation.
A solar-powered dancing king toy was the bestseller in memorabilia shops near Buckingham Palace. Official and unofficial merchandise abounds at shops in tourist areas with Charles' likeness crudely emblazoned on T-shirts, plates, tote bags, pens, cups, and egg carriers. Even more items show his mother, who died in September after 70 years on the throne, on everything from mugs to bobblehead figures.
The best seller at the moment is the Dancing King Charles because of the coronation. This one we top up at least 3 to 4 times a day because it's growing very fast and we don't have the space to keep it, so we top it up very quickly.
The UK received some 29.7 million visitors last year. That's still nearly a third below 2019. Officials have high hopes that the coronation will provide a vital boost to the country's tourism industry, still reeling from 2 years of COVID. Of the shutdowns. Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee celebration last year brought in an extra 2.6 million visitors to London, city officials said, and Charles' coronation expected to have a similar effect. I want the dancing.
I know that. I want to see, is there music with it?
I bet there is.
Cool.
Excitement is building for the 76th annual Tony Awards, and nominees were announced this morning.
Astrid Martinez is on Broadway with a look at which shows made the cut.
Broadway stars Lea Michele and Miles Frost unveiled this year's Tony nominees on CBS Mornings.
The nominees for Best Musical are
and Juliet, Kimberly Akimbo, New York, New York, Shucked, and Some Like It Hot.
Some Like It Hot, a musical adaptation of the classic movie comedy, leads this year's pack with 13 nominations.
The nominees for Best Play are Ain't No Mo, Between Riverside and Crazy, Cost of Living, Fat Ham, and Leopoldstadt.
Is that right? Emmy and Oscar winner Jessica Chastain could add a Tony to her collection of awards. She's up for Best Actress in a Play for her role in A Doll's House. She faces off against Killing Eve star Jodie Comer, Jessica Hecht, and Audra McDonald, who received her 10th nomination.
Speak to me.
Other big names include Josh Groban and Ben Platt, who were both nominated for Best Actor in a Musical. Ariana DeBose returns as this year's host. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
Oh, I miss Broadway.
So do I. Well, let's go.
Okay.
It's another place.
You can watch the 76th Annual Tony Awards Sunday, June 11th at 7 o'clock. Yeah, 7 o'clock on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Coming up next on Live at 4, we remember the long and musical life of Gordon Lightfoot.
And then at 5, a UW student was caught unleashing a racist tirade, and students at the university want to see real repercussions. Catherine Merck tells us more at 5.
Madison Magazine helps you ditch your digital devices and get out of town. Plan your grand escape with 29 amazing road trip ideas, from rustic cabins to spa retreats and everything in between. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now.
Want to know right now what the weather will be like tomorrow? Download the First Warn Weather app and you'll get my customized forecast for tonight and tomorrow.
The First Warn Weather app. Get it now. Powered by News 3 Now.
We asked people to give their honest feedback on how wrinkles around their eye area and under-eye puffiness looked after trying Tint and Tighten for the first time.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of, you just cover up and conceal things. But with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone. So you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see when you wear foundation.
40s is a bit of a shocker for me because 40s, I noticed the skin under my eye is getting very loose. And then 50s hit. And I'm 54, and I really noticed the difference in the firmness of my skin here, and especially here. I'm glad there's products like Tint and Tighten out there so that I can just put this on and not worry about what I didn't do in my 40s, my 30s, and my 20s, and it looks like I always have. It's a pleasure, and it's actually a gift for anyone.
Tint and Tighten shrinks under-eye puffiness, smooths out wrinkles and fine lines around the eye area, and provides tinted coverage to hide dark circles and skin imperfections, making you look fresh and younger. Tint and Tighten is the only cosmetic that blends a beautiful tinted cream to cover uneven skin tone and dark circles with silicate technology that smooths out under-eye puffiness and wrinkles, making the skin around your eye area look flawless for up to 8 hours.
I will be turning 59 in June of this year. Using Tint and Tighten, for me, I'm actually very confident right now that my wrinkles won't be as obvious. It is giving me the support that I think reminds me that I'm at my best right now.
Finally, there's a tinted eye cream to cover dark circles and uneven skin tone. And since Tint and Tighten works in 10 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours, you can look your best without getting injections or fillers. Get beautiful, lightweight, tinted coverage, plus that smoother, younger, wrinkle-free look from years past in 10 minutes. A look that will make you feel beautiful and confident. Try it this Mother's Day for only $19.95. Plus, get free shipping and handling. Visit tintandtighten.com or call the number on your screen.
New at 5, a shocking video by a UW student has racked up thousands of views. We hear from UW students speaking out against the creator and their content.
More milder weather is on the way as we finally bring back the 60s. We'll be breaking down all you'll need to know coming up tonight at 5.
And ahead at 6, is Wisconsin ready to allow 14-year-olds to serve alcohol in restaurants? Local owners and managers weigh in on the controversial bill tonight at 6.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up in Albany, New York. 57 degrees. Never been to Albany.
I have not, but it's pretty cool architecture going on there.
A lot going, old and new and everything in between. Well, Gordon Lightfoot, the Canadian-born singer-songwriter whose sound and storytelling evoked the folk rock that prevailed in much of the 1960s and 70s, has died at the age of 84.
Lightfoot's publicist confirms to CBS News the legendary artist died in Toronto last night of natural causes. Correspondent Michael George takes a look back at his life and legacy.
Sundown was one of Gordon Lightfoot's biggest hits, and it helped him earn a spot in the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
It means a lot to me. It's an important thing in my life, an important moment.
Lightfoot looked back on writing another memorable hit, If You Could Read My Mind.
My life has been a bit of a roller coaster. I think at that point in time I was sort of at the going through the lower dip and sort of climbing up again.
The Canadian musician was born in 1938 in Orillia, a small city in Ontario. A 2020 documentary chronicles his life and work, which began at an early age, including a performance in Toronto when he was just 13. In the early 60s, Lightfoot began to make a name for himself, and by the 70s, his distinctive voice and powerful storytelling became familiar to millions. Lightfoot's legacy includes the haunting ballad Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. The nearly 6-minute song honors dozens of crew members who died after a freighter carrying iron ore sank in Lake Superior during a storm in 1975. Lightfoot battled alcohol abuse during his career, but kept making music in the decades that followed, with many fans considering him one of Canada's greatest songwriters. Michael George, CBS News.
On his 80th birthday in 2018, Lightfoot celebrated the milestone with a sold-out benefit show in his hometown. And before he began his 90-minute set, the audience sang a rendition of Happy Birthday.
Boy, what a voice.
Still to come at 4, it is our weekly visit from UW Health's Dr. Jeff Pothoff.
He'll have the latest COVID news, and he's here taking your questions live at 608-270-9933. It's right here. We'll get your calls right after this.
Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Fry Construction is celebrating 28 years with a big anniversary sale. Join us to save 28%. That's right, 28%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Act now for 28% off gutters with any full roofing project. Schedule your free consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you. Thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Join the Circle of Life at the Lion King. Experience the world's #1 musical. Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Coming to Overture Center May 11th through 28th. Tickets on sale now at overture.org.
Yeah, so far no incidents or disabled vehicles to speak of, so everything is rolling smoothly around the Beltline. Going to Mount Horeb, we're all looking good. Up to the north, no issue to speak of up to the Dells. And then to the south to Janesville, everything is looking good so far, you guys. Just remember, tonight's probably the coldest night, 32. Otherwise, we should warm up for the next several days with 70s, maybe an 80 next week, too.
That's too warm.
What?
Thank you. Look at this. Road maintenance crews are continuing to make progress clearing snow from mountain roads in central California. Snowmelt is expected in the area near Lee Vinning, which is just outside Yosemite, but some mountain communities are still digging out of the snow as cold temps still hanging on in higher elevations. You got to watch that. I mean, the top is going to come off. This could be an avalanche.
Oh, my gosh. See, it could always be worse.
It could always be worse.
Well, it is time for our weekly visit from UW Health's Chief Quality Officer, Control Officer, Dr. Jeff Pothoff, who is also taking your calls today.
The number to call, 608-270-9933. Welcome back, Doctor.
Hey, good to see you guys.
So some news from the UW and Meriter concerning masks.
Yeah, so I mean, like a lot of other health systems, after looking at the data for a good number of weeks now, we felt comfortable saying that in some areas, low-risk areas, ambulatory clinics, masks are recommended, but for the most part, optional in those areas. For higher risk areas, those masks will still be required, especially for those patient interactions, just to keep our patients safe. But yeah, we feel comfortable that now is the time to do that.
And that'll stay in effect even after the 11th next week when the pandemic is officially over.
Yep, so it's not directly tied to the public health emergency, but I think, for now things look good. We don't think we'd have to go back to masks. At the same time, who can predict the future? It's not to say if things got worse, we wouldn't mask up to protect our patients, but for now, we're in a good spot.
3 years.
I know.
My goodness.
I felt like I was breaking the law when I walked into the hospital today without a mask on.
Yeah, it feels like you're missing something, right?
All right, let's go to Beth in Mount Horeb. First caller, Beth, go ahead.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
I was calling with some questions about the mask mandate changes at the hospital. And I understand some areas will still have masking required in the higher risk for higher risk patients. But how do the higher risk patients get through the low risk areas where people aren't going to be masked?
Yeah, so for the most part, those patients that are potentially high risk, if they are in a clinic, let's say you go to the cancer clinic, you would be masked in the waiting room in the clinic. If you're just passing through the hallway, so you're walking through the hallway, it's possible that high risk patient would be masked. I'm sure they would wear their mask. They may pass by someone who's unmasked, but for that brief interaction where you're just passing in the hallway, with how low COVID levels are, the chances of actually getting COVID would be exceedingly low.
And what's it got to be within 6 feet of somebody for a certain period of time?
Yep, so that brief kind of encounter, especially when we're not seeing a lot of COVID, not particularly concerning.
And how are COVID levels right now?
They're low. We continue to have patients with COVID. We'll always have patients with COVID, but not only are hospital COVID volumes somewhat low, but even community COVID levels are continuing to decline.
Okay. Our next caller, Sandy from Verona. Hi, Sandy. What is your question?
I'm wondering, both my husband and I are take either immunosuppressant drugs or have a condition like leukemia. Are we supposed to be getting another booster in the near future?
Yeah, so the answer to that is absolutely. So a couple weeks ago, a second bivalent booster was approved for 2 groups of patients. One, anyone over the age of 65. We know their immune system starts to weaken over time. They can get a second bivalent booster. The second is the caller's concern, people who are immunosuppressed. If you're not sure if you're immunosuppressed, you can talk to your doctor and say, hey, do I qualify for that? But most folks who are immunosuppressed are also eligible for this additional booster.
So if you're over 65.
Yep.
So yes, I am over 65.
So you're eligible.
You got it on 2 counts.
You're eligible to get it.
Yes. Oh, I appreciate your help on that.
All right. Thank you for calling in.
All right, and our next caller. Hi, what's your question?
Is Judy from Portage? Trudy from Portage.
Yes, Dr. Podov, I was tested positive 2.5 years ago because I lost taste and smell. Otherwise, I wasn't sick. I still haven't got my taste and smell back. Some smell, but very little taste. But I also have developed breathlessness, and it's happened gradually. And I was just wondering what the neurological information is in regards to this. I am doing pulmonary rehab as we speak.
Gotcha. No, that's a good question. So it's surprising, this taste and smell issue. I know people who years later don't have that back completely. We had seen that with previous viral infections. COVID took that to a new level. With regards to the restlessness, long COVID, if that's what this is, can cause a lot of those symptoms. But at the same time, it's possible restlessness is coming from something else, especially if it kind of developed over time. I would certainly talk to your primary care doctor and see, do they think this is related to COVID, or should they do additional testing to see if that restlessness is coming from a different source?
And
I've been completely tested for everything. I'm totally healthy. But
Gotcha, yeah. I would keep working with your primary care doctor. It could be long COVID.
All right, thank you.
Okay. We have some calls in, but I don't know who they are. And let's go to Dick from Wanakee. Hi, Dick. What's your question?
Yeah, basically, Doc, I just got over COVID-19, and I was really careful the whole time. It was really contagious, and suddenly I got it. Well, I'm over it now for about a week and a half. Can I get a booster, or should I wait?
Yeah, this is a question that we hear pretty commonly. So after you've had COVID-19, there is nothing that makes getting a booster a problem. So you absolutely could go out and get a booster dose. At the same time, there's pretty good data that says after you've had COVID-19, your likelihood of getting COVID-19 again is pretty low, at least for the next 90 days or so. So if you wanted to wait 90 days, or you just didn't want to rush out and get it, that would be okay. But after that 90 days, you start to lose that immunity. Happens gradually over time. Getting a booster, certainly at that point in time, would be recommended.
So Dick's good for now.
He's good for now.
All right. 3.5 years plus. We're still taking COVID questions. Thank you all for calling in. We appreciate it.
Dr. Jeff Potoff, thank you for joining us
Thank you.
today.
Good being here.
Final check your forecast coming up.
Postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer are living longer with Kisqali. So long live family time, long live dreams, and long live you. Kisqali is a pill proven to help women live longer when taken with an aromatase inhibitor. And Kisqali helps preserve quality of life, so you're not just living, you're living well. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Long live hugs and kisses. Ask about Kisqali, and long live life.
Here's your parachute.
Certain it's okay? Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, so congratulate coworkers or say thank you with promotional products from 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Stanley Steamer loves Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Paul Ashik, local owner of Stanley Steamer here in Madison. We've been proudly cleaning your homes and businesses for over 30 years and will continue to keep your carpet, upholstery, area rugs, hard floors, and air ducts clean for many more. We strive to provide the best quality in both the services we provide and the equipment we use. That's why you've trusted us to keep Madison and southwestern Wisconsin homes cleaner, healthier, and more beautiful place to live. Call and book a cleaning today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
As Republicans got more than 500 proposals from the state budget, we'll take a look at what's left and where they want to take it from there.
And a viral video from a UW student is spreading like wildfire, why students are calling for action against the video's creator. It's coming up next.
A 106-year-old masterpiece.
The detail in this building is hard to grasp.
What would it cost to replace our iconic state capitol?
Learn why the number I discovered is just the beginning.
The Price of Perfection, Thursday at 6.
Cold tonight with some areas approaching freezing, otherwise warmer temperatures throughout the weekend with maybe a storm or two Thursday and Friday. Stay tuned for more news and additional weather.
If you're having shoulder pain, I would recommend Ortho Team because I can do anything that I want to do. And before I went, it was hard to do anything. And the staff there is wonderful.
Here's your parachute.
Packed it myself.
Certain it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you for Imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of congratulating coworkers or saying thank you for being a customer with promotional products from 4Imprint. Our expert team is dedicated to making your satisfaction a certainty.
Packed it myself.
Land the perfect products at 4imprint.com.
4Imprint for certain.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
At Lawton Cates, your life counts is more than just a slogan. It's connecting you with top medical specialists after a serious injury. It's holding the insurance company responsible for your lost wages and your hospital bills. It's a guarantee that we'll be with you every step of the way and won't accept anything less than the maximum payment you deserve. We'll speak with you for free, and there's no fee until we get results for you. Your life counts. Lawton Cates. Call us today.
What's at the top of your home improvement list? Did you say better insulation? Because better insulation makes everything you do in your home better. Even just walking in the front door on a hot day. So get ready for summer now with USA Premium Foam. It keeps the hot air out, the cool air in, and your electric bills lower.
And right now during Home Improvement Month, our labor is free. You pay for the foam, and we'll put it in for free. But that ends May 31st.
USA Insulation.
If you're having shoulder pain, I would recommend Ortho Team because I can do anything that I want to do. And before I went, it was hard to do anything. And the staff there is wonderful.
In today's Final Touch, a very special basketball player.
Making some very special shots. A basketball player who has special needs in California has gone viral for draining three-pointers from downtown. 30-year-old Tyler Quijano, who has Down syndrome and is nonverbal, was paired up with caregiver and fitness coach Eli Goldstein during the pandemic. What started as a much-needed energy outlet has turned this dynamic duo famous on social media as Strong and Able, a clutch shot collaboration with thousands of followers and millions of views and limitless potential.
That is fantastic.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. He will never miss now.
No, he'll get every shot. Bond. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.